Everybody feels low, everybody feels high. Everybody's feet are on the ground and heads in the sky. Only love can save the world. 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 Only love.
Wasn't that great, y'all? Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? My name is Matt. Welcome to another day with my podcast, Slick, A Better You. Well, we're going to better ourselves today of Springfield. This is a special Guiding Light tribute I put together. I got some of your favorite co-stars, including a special guest that's going to join us today. I'm really excited about this, especially for our guest, because I have never interviewed her. I haven't seen her on YouTube. And I'm sure these soul stars are going to be happy to see her too, because it's probably been a long time since they've seen this guest. It is a lady. So before we get started, I have a little montage of Guiding Light I'm going to air for us real quick. Just a little look back at Springfield. Let the good times roll.
Treats you like you have never should have been treated. And instead of you blaming him for breaking up the home, you blame me for breaking it up.
You think you're holier than he is. Well, I just hope that when you're his age, you're half the man your father is.
Ed Bauer. How did he ever become a friend of yours anyway?
Well, we were interns together for a couple of months. I was finishing my internship and he was beginning his.
How good a friend is he?
Just as good as you are. No more, no less.
I have a problem, and I need help with it.
So you and Willie and Meta, you have words, everybody gets mad. Oh.
What is it you want?
I want you to sign over all of your holdings. Everything.
Surprise, surprise. I brought you breakfast in bed.
Look, Reva is alive. Reva Shane is alive.
I'm going to have a baby.
What about the cold? And where do we go when it rains?
Will you find another apartment, buddy? Forget to count down to 3. Get out now or wake up in the hospital.
Together. I want us to stay together.
This is between Frank and me, Mother. Maybe so. Maybe you can get through to her. I certainly can't.
So you really are my mother.
Well, I'm sorry. That's not good enough for my daughter, and it's certainly not good enough for me.
Sorry there. Technical difficulties. Well, Ranger Matt here. I am ready to rock and roll this. I hope you are. Let's get our guests on and let's get this party started. I'm telling you. First thing first, my good friend who I had the pleasure of interviewing first when I did this 2 years ago, Miss Tina Sloan is in the house. Hey, Tina.
Hi, Matt. That was quite some scene with Maureen. I know what she was getting mad about me.
Yeah, a lot of that went on for a while, but I cut that down. But yeah, I'm excited. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Matt.
No problem. Let me get our second guest on. We actually talked about him a bit when I interviewed you last time, and I hope you're happy to see him again. My boy, Mark Dorwin. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Tina. Hey, buddy. Hey, Matt.
Oh, nice to see you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. How are you?
Sure is. Are you in LA?
You look great. Yeah. Cold, rainy LA.
Is it?
Yeah, today. It's great.
Oh.
Good
I'm
New York
Florida.
weather.
Sunny too, all the time.
Where are you?
In Florida.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you completely out of the city?
Yeah, we got out about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, just in time.
Yeah.
We sold our apartment.
Good.
Just in time.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, you look great.
Thank you. And I'm hitting 80 very shortly.
No, you mean 80 degrees.
Let's get our third guest on, Mr. Robert Newman in the house. Hey, Robert.
Hi, how are you, Matt?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming aboard.
Tina, we've seen each other from time to time, but Mark, man, I have not seen you in such a long time. It's really nice to see you.
You too, man. I bet you the last time I saw you was in North Salem at that where I grew up. Of my buddy. It was like at a it was some at their high school. My buddy's daughter was still in high school then. I mean, she's grown. She's like 30 now and married. But I bet that's the last time I saw you.
Yeah. Well, my kids are 28 and 31 now. So yeah, it's but you look great. It's nice to see you. Tina, where are you in Florida?
I'm in Hope Sound. It's near Jupiter Island. Jupiter Island.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I know that area. Yeah.
Let's
My
give
mom
her-
was in the Villages for 20 years. So
Was she really?
Oh, yeah. She just moved up here to Stamford, Connecticut with us just recently.
Near you. Good.
93.
Whoa.
Go ahead, Matt.
Got our nice guest here, Mr. Brian Buffington in the house. Hey, man.
Hi, Brian.
Hello. What's up, everybody?
Hi, Brian.
I'm in Florida too.
Where are you, Brian?
I'm in Tampa. I'm on the other coast.
Other coast, yeah.
Yeah.
I got our nice guest here, Mr. Lou Jack and Nick McKinnon himself, Vincent Arizuri. Hey, Vincent.
Hey, guys.
Whoa.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. Tina, you look beautiful, honey. You haven't changed at all in all these years. It's amazing. You look beautiful.
And your son
Hi,
was
Robert.
at West Point? Did
Hi,
we talk
Vincent.
about my son was a Marine?
Citadel.
Yeah, Citadel, right.
Citadel, yeah. And Robert, I haven't seen you in a while either. Last time I think I saw you was at that CBS shoot.
Looks like we're both doing our goatee thing these days.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
well, it looks like we're like
Nice, looks good.
Civil War. You know?
Okay.
Yes. How you doing, Mark?
Good, brother. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too, man. Are you cold?
Uh-huh. I'm
Yeah,
in LA.
Hey, man, you got that hat. It's kind of, is it wintry where you at?
I'm in LA. It's raining. It's cold in
I
my
know.
house.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm here. I know.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I am cold.
Okay. And how
Welcome
you doing,
aboard,
Brian?
y'all. I'm glad that y'all took the time to do this today. I got 2 souvenirs with me. This is 2 tapes that still works with Gotten Light.
Oh my God.
One from '94 and one from 1990. They still work as fresh. And
Okay,
Miss
keep
Tina.
telling yourself that.
Well, you know, Vince, slowly but surely, I'm converting them to my computer so I can, so I know.
Yeah, digitize them, buddy.
And from Miss Tina, I got
one of my books.
Yep, changing shoes. And now it's time to bring on our surprise guests. I'm sure the fans are ready for it. Are you guys ready for it?
Sure.
I need more time.
Too late. Ladies and gentlemen, here come our surprise guest. This is a guest I'm happy to have aboard, and I'm sure you guys will be happy to see her as well. Miss Susie Corday, Samantha Marler.
Hi, you guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
But that's quite an introduction. I feel like I need to have whistles and horns or something.
Da, 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 da.
You guys look so good. It's so awesome to see you.
Good to see you too. You look great.
Oh, thanks. You guys too.
Where are you, Susie?
I'm in California, Woodland Hills.
Oh, yeah, great.
Where are you?
That's where I am.
In LA, down by the airport.
Who said they were Woodland Hills?
Vincent.
Oh,
You're
hi.
sorry.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm in Woodland Hills as well. right over by the Calabasas border.
I'm near sort of Topanga and Mulhollandish.
Oh, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Not far from Gelson's and all that over there. Yes.
If you wait,
That's it.
Brian can drive over there to see you right now.
Vincent.
Where's Brian? Brian, where are you?
He's in his car.
I'm in Tampa.
Yeah,
He's being funny.
Well, you guys are close to where I grew up. You know, I grew up on Louise Avenue in Encino. Not far from Woodland Hills, right there. Not too far.
Man, I'm just happy to see you guys. You know, it's making my day. Like I don't know what, you know, and I'm, you know, Miss Susie.
Susie just froze.
I think we might have lost Susie there.
But she's smiling. So
yes, it is.
Yeah, it's like a headshot.
Oh boy! Oh man! Wow, I'm gonna see if I can get it back on. So I did a little special tribute for everybody. I did like a little montage of clips for everybody over the years. Robert, I'm gonna start with you. 'Cause I know you'll have to go soon. This is a little montage of Josh from over the years. Let's get this going.
I wonder why you came to Springfield.
It came for Mindy's birthday.
Oh, come on. You know that HB never leaves Tulsa unless he stands to profit by it.
You hurt me, Joshua. When you left me stranded out there in the middle of that dance floor to fend for myself.
Reba, you can fend for yourself. Better than any army I know of.
If you want to get our kids back, you have to cooperate.
Better than any
questions, Frank. I told you to get a stick, man, not flowers. Come on over here. Come on. What flowers, he said? What flowers?
Well, I wouldn't want to wear you down, you know. I think you're probably pretty worn out from just winning that trophy. But maybe if my daughter gets you a little lemonade and you take a little nap, maybe for a couple of days, you'll be up for it. How's that sound? Where's
With Floyd.
Where's Some days it's just not worth getting out of bed, you know?
Because we love each other. And tomorrow, in front of all our friends, we're going to make a promise that we always will. That we'll always stay together. That we'll always be together to take care of you. Till death do us part.
Tell you two how much I hate to see you fight.
Well, it's not gonna happen.
Never.
Get the hell away from her. Josh, I'm trying to help. Really, you're trying to help? I'm talking her into quitting? Trying to help the time? What you're doing here because that's not your call. No, it's not her time.
All right.
Great, I'll be back.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm going to go get Billy where it hurts, and believe me, it won't be the first time.
Honey.
The big lummox blew our announcement.
Honey.
Assume the position. You know the drill.
That's it.
Okay, Robert.
Oh my!
Those glasses and that hair and that
Robert.
were amazing.
Oh my God. I have no memory of like 50% of what you just played. That whole thing in like the flannel shirt and the hat. I'm like, I have zero memory of that sequence. The scene, was that a Barrel Barbecue or something?
Must have been.
Yes, it was. It was from 1994.
Oh my
Susie
gosh!
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm having really bad. I moved to another room, so hopefully it will work better. Anyways.
Okay.
That was pretty frightening to watch, but thank you. That was very sweet. and one of those early scenes was one of my first ever with Rebecca Holland playing my older sister Trish. She was with me in the very first scenes I shot on the show. Bruce Berry directed. And it was me and Trish meeting in a bar. And I remember I was wearing like an overcoat of some kind. And then I went from there to Spalding Enterprises to meet Chris Bernot as Alan Spalding and Kathleen Cullen as Amanda. I mean, that's really tapping into some horrific memories for me from a long time ago.
I did love seeing Larry Gates in there.
Yeah.
What a jewel of a man he was. Really,
Yeah.
I loved him. Loved him.
I feel like when we lost Larry and had lost Bill in a similar time frame, I think they were probably 3 or 4 years apart from each other, passing away. I felt like that whole generation was just gone, and you know, the depth of everything that they brought to the camera and the integrity they brought to their work, and they both had fantastic senses of humor off camera too. Just funny guys, fantastic human beings.
Yeah.
And then we all became the old guys.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yes, we are.
You guys are still young, you know. Vince, I think I told you last time. If you keep growing your hair like that, you'll be close to Nick McKinley, man. You got it.
Oh yeah, right. Almost that was like pre-mullet at that time. I almost had it, man. It was almost there. So it's funny.
Brian, it's your turn, man. I got some clips of you in a little bit. Let's do this here. Let me see here.
Sneaking out the back window. All right, son, fun's over now. Just calm down, all right? I want you to know you just about scared your mother to death.
I'm surprised she even noticed I was gone.
That'll be enough of that talk, son.
I'm surprised she even noticed I was gone.
Honey, this is very, very serious.
So what are you going to do to me?
Very serious.
I called Michelle.
So what are you going
Kind of figured she might tell.
I
mean, really like me. Not like when we were kids.
I know what you mean. I think I like you that way.
Really? That's so cool. Because I wasn't sure.
That's so cool.
One's going back. Way back. Hey, good go. One's going back. Way back.
I stunk in that game.
Hillbilly's wrong.
Billy, you are wrong. No. What's the question?
Ben says he wouldn't be a businessman for all the money in the world. He says nothing exciting ever happens. You just sit there and push papers on your desk and wait till 5 o'clock to go home.
Push papers on your desk and wait till 5 o'clock to go home.
What's the matter with you? How can you do something as dumb as drink? You're only 10 years old.
How old were you when you started?
Wow.
So I gotta tell you something. I just found my dad, like, I guess, recorded a bunch of this stuff and cataloged it all. And there's a behind the scenes of that scene with Larry and Bill Rourke, where I guess it was my birthday, and that my mom and somebody else had a pink gorilla come to set and sing happy birthday to me, like one of those singing telegrams. But I have like the scene, or like, you know, I have the recording of that happening. And it was so funny, but also just so like Robert was saying earlier, I have such fond memories of, you know, those scenes with both my grandpas, and you know, there's just whatever. It's bittersweet watching that stuff.
Yeah. Robert, Brian, y'all worked a lot with Jordan Clark. I mean, he was a big, wonderful guy. I haven't had a chance to interview him or talk with him, but what comes to mind when y'all think of him? Jordan, Billy, all together.
Jordan was honestly is honestly one of the best actors I think I've ever worked with.
Incredible talent.
I think of Jordan and I think of Justin in sort of the same way.
True.
Both really broken men who had, you know, very difficult struggles in their lives, but they brought so much truth to everything that they did. I mean, I was in awe of both of those guys. You know, and Jordan, you know, we had a very brotherly off-camera relationship with each other. A lot of our work happened in the dressing room because we would sit in the dressing room and run these scenes back and forth. And as we both, you know, got the lines better in our heads, but we also found that relationship, the brother thing that you bring to the table that I think makes it really jump off the screen. And all of us did that. that was all part for all of us. That was pretty much part of the process, you know. And I just I love that man with all my heart. He taught me a lot about the craft.
Yeah.
And watching him later, by the way, in the work he did in Crystal Show on Venice, I thought he was just fantastic on that as well.
Yeah.
Just a fine actor.
Yeah, I think with a lot of the, you know, actors that I was surrounded by, whoever they played, that was the type of sort of relationship. Because the way I always look at it as I had sort of two families growing up, one, you know, in the studio and one at home. And so Jordan was, you know, like a sort of a father figure on set, and as Maeve was a mom and Robert an uncle. But I was so happy when he finally won that Emmy. I got to see that. I watched it because he was nominated, and I was so happy for him because he deserved that more than anybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
I saw Vincent win live. I think that year I was out there. Wasn't for the reunion? Was that did you win that year?
I may have.
We had the Guiding Light reunion, I think, in 2009.
Yes, and now that's the year that I won. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that live. So that was cool
Chris,
too.
at Chris Testro's house.
Yep.
Right.
In Santa Monica. Yeah.
I remember
that.
that.
Was awesome. That was great. And that was the last time. That was the last time I saw Gail Colby. That was the last time I saw her. She was our executive producer back in the day with Tina and with Robert.
Right.
Myself, she was the one that hired me. She and Buddy Ray.
Me too.
Yeah. And that was the last time I saw her. And I was very upset actually because when she passed, she was living here at the Television Motion Picture property here in Woodland Hills. And I was living in Calabasas at the time. And I found out from her nephew, who was a casting director, I went to audition for something for him. And it was about a week after her death. And it was like 3 days after they had a memorial for her. And there were several actors from Guiding Light that were there, but I didn't even know about it. And I was literally a 2-minute drive away from it. And when he mentioned this to me, I was like, well, I wish somebody would have reached out to me, because of course I would have liked to have been there to honor her memory.
Yeah.
I was very upset by that, frankly. I was like, how come nobody reached out to let me know that had happened? Because I certainly would have been there, because I know several actors were there. So, but anyway, that was the last time I saw her, sadly.
Yeah.
Matt, I've got to sign off, but I'm going to try to come back on in a half hour or so. I've got a business meeting with my wife's company.
Okay.
You're not gonna watch.
Hopefully I'll be back in a half hour or so.
You're not going to watch all our reels, Robert?
I'm going to go back and watch.
That really
I assume this will be available on. You'll have a link to this later, and I'll go back and watch them all, Vincent.
We'll send it to you.
It's really nice to see all your faces, and hopefully I'll see you in a half hour. So.
Blessings to
all
you,
right,
Brett and the kids.
Take good care.
Later, man.
Okay.
Susie's
well,
back.
Vincent, I got you next. Oh, got Susie back.
I know. I switched to a different device. I've been in a new room, new device. How about that?
Vincent, I got you next. This is some clips with you as Lou Jack and as Nick.
Good afternoon, students. And baby cakes. Students. Oh, yeah. And you too, Preppy. Bye, Jack. Now, don't be rude to your betters, Preppy. Man, on my way here, I had it all worked out, man. I knew what I was gonna say. I knew what I was gonna do when I got here. Now I'm lost, man. I lost it. I lost it because of you. I lost it. I came back for Lou Jack.
Hey, come on, this isn't going to solve anything. Stop it! Both of you, go! Stop it!
What is going on? Out of my way, Ron! Oh, I'm not going to do that.
Convivial companionship.
In fact, make that a double. You know your father. He's going to want to put a lot of stops. He's going to want to make it really big.
Maybe I should call him and tell him.
No, wait. I want to do it Don't make a big deal out of telling him. All right? Gonna do it the old-fashioned way.
Well, it took a little help, but I got it.
I realize. No, not really. Because it's quite obvious that the grand sum of $1 wasn't all that Roger gave you for it. Now, my next question is, what else was there?
Nothing. It was a gift.
Oh. Now it was a gift.
I may know something about this that you
Oh, well, please, Al Michael, if you know something, I would love to be wrong. Tell me.
Are you feeling any better?
No, not really, but...
Are you all right?
Sometimes it hits me hard. The loss is so enormous. It hits me so hard, I feel like I can't breathe.
I know exactly what you mean.
What? What do you want from me? Eric.
Oh boy.
Oh, Beverly.
Like Robert, I don't remember like 90% of those moments. Honestly, don't remember the scenes. Don't remember so much of it, but that was tough to watch. It's always hard to look.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, some of the actors that are here, isn't it difficult to watch yourself oftentimes when you're working as an actor and then you see it retroactive? Like
It's never the same feeling as when you did it. Never was the same.
Absolutely. But
no matter what people say.
Yeah. But I'm grateful that you put the time into it for everybody. That's awesome, man. Very sweet. Thank you.
Do you remember shooting that scene when you had to play Lou Jack's ghost and Nick, that double take at the end when you was both Lou Jack and Nick?
I remember there was one time, and I think that was, I thought it was right when I came on as Nick. I remember having to get costumed up to be Lou Jack again after all those years, you know, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You remember the Lou Jack years. We had some fun moments in that time. We definitely did. We had a scene with the overflowing washing machine, Tina.
Oh, that's my favorite scene I ever did.
That was hysterical. It was we were sliding all over the floor of the set on camera. And the sun's pouring out all over the place, and Lou Jack's trying to stop it, and we were like drenched. That was really funny. That was a great moment. But,
Vince, you are the man here. All these fans is going, I love the hair. You look gorgeous. I love Vincent and Nick. I miss you. There's a woman named Tracy here that says, I miss you, Vincent.
He is a gorgeous man.
I miss everybody. That was awesome.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm just driving, so I had to take myself off video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tina, you ready?
Sure. I hope you got that washing machine one.
I didn't even know about that one. I had to find it.
That's a great one.
It was when he was in love with Beth and he was trying to impress me, and it worked.
Yeah.
I gotta find that one. I don't have that one.
That's true.
Here we go.
Don't let them take me! What's going on? Shut up, Lily. I'm not explaining our actions to anyone. This is my classroom, and no one takes my students out of here against their will.
I have a legal right to my daughter. Beth Ranger scheduled to appear before the judge at 4:30.
No, I won't go!
Officer, I'm going to need your help here. I want you to use the handcuffs if there's
No, Rick!
Here I am, looking into the eyes of this incredible man who made me know that was possible.
My turn.
Hey, you two should get a room here.
That's Beth's song. What's wrong with the baby?
You look so cute. I love your ponytail.
I have been out jogging and I have a hairdresser appointment soon, but it's so hot. I hope it's going to stay in. It's just so...
Hairdresser this early?
It's the only appointment I could get because of Nick and Mindy's wedding tonight. I have you back. I have you back. so glad you're not stubborn. Me too. And it's so nice to have you two back together again. That's so nice. Why don't we just toast the future with a nice cup of hot chocolate? I'll get it.
Forget about Bradley.
I can't forget about Bradley. I can't just leave him here. I'm really worried about him. I hope he's all right. I am so angry that Mr. Spaulding did that to us all tonight.
I don't want you to worry about this, honey. I'm going to keep providing for you.
All night.
I don't want you to worry about this, honey.
We'll get by. I still have my job, and it'll be all right.
My job.
Just have to tighten our belts. If Mrs. Martinez gives you any more trouble, I want you to send her to me, all right?
Okay. But I don't think we have to worry about her anymore. You know, she actually apologized to me a little while ago.
She did. I wonder what changed her around.
I don't know, but whatever it was, I wish they would bottle it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Boy,
You had to see Angela Bassett though at the very end. I remember going through that. I was like, she was with Angela Bassett.
Yeah, I was, right.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
And Jim Rebhorn, my God, you know, I went to his funeral. He died 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And Beverly, I mean, the people we're seeing, it's just breaking my heart.
I know. I loved Jim Rebhorn. He was fantastic.
He was the best.
What a dear man, playing such a despicable human being. He was,
and he was sick to his stomach before he had to do that. He had to go to the
bathroom. I know.
And throw up. Oh, it was
brilliant at it. He really was.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know in the beginning that was more like a Philip or Beth moment at the school, but the scene with you trying to hold him back, I mean, that was just.
Well, I don't think she hadn't told me yet that he'd raped her. No, wait, she hadn't.
Probably not.
That was quite.
Probably not yet. No. Mm-mm.
We did some really good stuff there. I mean, as much as helping people with the incest and lovely things like that. But I used to get letters from young girls saying that their stepbrothers, their stepfather, blah blah. I'd get these incredible letters. What should I do? You know, it was heart-wrenching. And Beth and I went around to all these rape crisis centers, and what interested me, it was the very poor and the very rich that had incest with their father.
Oh,
not the middle class, the very, very rich and the very, very poor.
Wow.
You had gone around researching, is that what you said?
We did. We went around to rape crisis centers to see, because they were going to have me murder him. And if I murdered him, I went to the producer and said, I'm happy to do it, but I'll be in jail and Dad's dead. Where does that little girl go? And no little girl is going to come and tell her mother if that's what's going to happen. So they changed it. And they had us put him in jail and go to, shrinks and stuff and go work it through.
Yeah.
That was the one time, it's the only time I ever went to them to say anything, but it was the most important thing because we were getting these devastating letters. One girl who I still am in touch with she was hanging herself, and then she saw Beth getting raped, and she said, if she can get through it, I can get through it.
Are you kidding me?
It was the most
crazy story.
Wow.
The whole storyline was. I mean, it just affected people who never told anybody what was going on, finally felt they could tell me. And then, of course, what do? What can
That's what I was going to say. What did you do?
Well, what we did was we did a really, really very full rape crisis center kind of thing where we talked about it and talked about it. And so people knew they could go to rape crisis centers. We'd put the names of where they could go and who they could call on the show at the end of the show. They really were wonderful.
Yeah, that was a tough storyline.
Yeah.
Did she ever tell you when you were in love with her about what had happened, Vincent?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she did. The character, Beth.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, she did. She did ultimately tell me. And yeah, it was a tough story. What a tough story to go through. You guys did it brilliantly.
Yeah.
And Jimmy was just amazing.
I know. Everybody involved in that was fantastic. It was so honest the way everybody depicted it, and it was the way it was written. The writing was really solid. I mean, I remember this. This is, and I may have said this last time we spoke, Matt, and you probably would. I agree with this, Tina. When I first came on the show, the scenes were written. They were much longer scenes. They were like 8-10 page scenes typically. Over the years, the medium has sort of truncated those to like 2-3 pages for the rapidity of the scenes. You know,
Yeah.
it's easy to shoot. But we had scenes during those years when I was Lou Jack on there with you and with Judy and with all of us. We had scenes that were substantive, man. They were like really like scenes from a play, you know. And that was during that storyline, especially. There were really beautiful long scenes with 2 people, 3 people. That you really had a chance to sink your teeth into them, you know, and just totally invest in them. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time to be able to be part of it, you know.
It was Pam, wasn't it?
Yes, it was definitely Pam. Pam, absolutely. But I think that the medium itself has changed over the years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, from to go as quickly as possible, to shoot scenes as quickly as possible. Even in the camera shots, it's a master wide, a bit of a wide shot, bring everybody in, then it's back to close-ups, back and forth. So that if somebody screws up, they can go right back to the next one and pick it up there. It's just so that they can get in there 8 shows a week that they're filming now, you know, which is crazy. It's a little nuts sometimes. So.
Yeah, that's the beauty of what I like about watching the shows from the 80s, especially Guiding Light. You know, like you were saying, you had enough time to do scenes like that, especially if you did a scene where 2 people talking. It could go on for like 7 or 8 minutes. Like now it's cut down and short because time-wise has changed now, and it's so written differently, done differently then, and it was just glorious time back then.
I think there's a correlation between that and people's attention spans these days.
Yeah.
True. I think that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
You know.
Mark, are you ready to see your scenes, man?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Are you stoned again?
Oh God, I forgot your humor.
All right, cut the commercial break then. All right, here you go. This is a montage of you as the first AC member.
I doubt it.
That was great. Thank you.
That was awesome.
No.
I doubt it.
No.
Look. Oh yeah, you're right. It is.
Is that where you brought me to be safe?
It was a minor incident.
I've been doing this for so long, I don't even think about it anymore. I'm used to being a stranger in a new town, not seeing her family.
Who were you kissing?
Well, technical difficulties. It was way longer than I have to say.
No, that was long enough. That was long enough. That was Nadia Capone.
Oh yeah.
Bella, yeah, the Italian. The mob was after me or something, and I was in love with her, and I lost her to the mob.
You know, you and Vincent and Robert, you know, all you guys, I'm just, you know, envy. And even I think Brian even got to kiss once. You all were kissing all these pretty women that y'all had on these shows. Tina, Susie, and
off camera too.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
Just one though, right, Mark?
What's that?
Just one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
That we know of.
Mark, not to go off topic, but last Monday I interviewed a director from One Life to Live. He wanted to say hi to you. His name was Bruce Cooperman.
Oh yeah, Cooperman's a great man. He's got daughters too. He used to bring his daughters to the set, and I would act up a little with the girls, make them scream as loud as they could, and yeah. Cooperman's a great guy. So if you talk to him again, please give him my love.
I most definitely will.
Yeah.
All right, Susie, you want to see yours now?
Okay.
Yes.
I'll sit down. I'll try and.
Okay, I know for certain yours is working. Yours was the last one I uploaded, and that was working. I don't know why, Mark. Maybe
I was only on the show for a couple of weeks. You captured everything.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Something like this never would have happened if I'd stayed in Arizona. I still don't believe it. Did you sleep as well as I did? Dylan?
Well, Daddy always told me not to put up with men bothering me.
Men bothering you?
You know, coming on to me.
Yes, I know.
Get out of the car, Sam. Get out of the car.
I look like half a person. I know. With all the scrapes Carly gets into, she needs all the French she can get right now. You're not going to tell the DA's office, are you?
Samantha, prosecuting a cop is the most dangerous investigation there is. And the fewer people that know about it, the better.
Just what I imagined.
Well, I guess you are growing up and you do tend to make your own decisions now.
You don't believe that for 1 minute.
Nadine Cooper. Hi, Samantha Marlar. A Virgo, right? Only a Virgo would have eyes that twinkle like that.
Well, Capricorn, actually, on the cusp with Aquarius.
Oh, well, that explains it.
You are going to be the most beautiful bride ever.
The truth is, I'm just not very good with boys.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Well, it's true. Most of them think I'm weird. Alan Michael treats me like I'm from another planet.
Well, Alan Michael.
Spazer doesn't. I saw the way he was looking at you tonight. Well, he already has a girlfriend, and I don't want to be a Jezebel.
Oh, is this too much?
At least you weren't hot that day. You was in the water.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh, I must have been 12 years old, you guys. Here's what I remember. I remember my first kiss with Morgan, and he told me less teeth. Oh. I was so new to this stuff that it was like, I was getting lessons on how to kiss.
Susie, what was the name? Didn't you do like one of those Sega CD games? What was the name of that? That's killing me. I'm trying to remember that.
You're not seeing your face, Brian, and I just see this.
Yeah, I'm driving, so I'm trying to be.
Yeah, I did this thing called Night Trap. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that's right. I thought that was the coolest thing.
That's so funny. It was one of those first kind of like you can pick your adventure kind of
interactive. Yeah.
It was my first acting job, and I was a vampire.
That's so funny.
Wait, what now?
It was a Sega CD. How old are you, Matt?
Am I allowed to give my age, the interviewer?
Well, I don't know. CDs.
I just turned 30 in July.
Okay, yeah, so that was before your time.
I was born the same year as Tina. What am I saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Brian, how old are you?
I'm 41 right now.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
And I got my 8 and 6-year-old in the back seat right now.
Oh, congratulations! That's so awesome.
So my son's about as old as I was when I started the show.
Wow.
Pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Did he see those pictures of you? Did he just see the film clip?
No, he didn't see that. I was picking him up from school. Yeah. Oh, and he's actually Mr. Actor too. He likes to make up characters and stuff. So we'll see where that goes.
That's the 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Brian, one fan just said there's Lillian, Mallet, and Lou Jag. How did Bill get to be 41? He's still 12.
Still 12.
Yeah, I had some great hair back then too.
Brian, I remember your mom was so sweet, and I remember you had an audition. Do you remember this? Do you have any memory of this? And you were going over the lines, and it was something to do with it was something about molestation or something like that, and you were laughing because you had to say funny words. Do you know what I'm saying?
I have no recollection of that.
No recollection.
Probably good.
Yeah, it's probably good. Yeah.
I think there was probably a lot of storylines where I wasn't quite sure what was going on. Like did Vanessa get raped or something when I was really young, or somebody tried to
Yeah,
rape her or something?
it was a character named Jack Kiley that was on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I had a lot of questions about that at that point.
Yeah. Susie, one fan asked, I was trying to get Morgan on here. I guess he couldn't come today. They want to know, did you ever meet his mother, who just passed away recently?
Yes. I did. You know, actually, and I even saw her in recent years because maybe 2 years ago, I went to see Morgan play at a club in, I think it was Agora Hills or Westlake Village, and his mom was there. So yeah, I met her way back then, and I met her recently too.
Yeah.
She was fabulous.
She was fabulous. She was great. I actually met her. I was doing a staged reading at the DGA theater here in Los Angeles that Jacob Young from All My Children had produced. Actually, and Robert Newman was in it with me too.
Yeah.
And Cloris Leachman was there, and Jerry Lewis. I met Jerry Lewis then too. But Cloris Leachman came up to me after the play, and she was so wonderful. She was just so like loving and affectionate, and I have a great picture of the two of us together, and she was just so sweet, so sweet. So
when was that?
Oh, sorry.
That was in 2010. In 2010. Yeah.
Cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Morgan did a play. He did Pippin back then, and I had a broken leg, and I went with Cloris to see him perform the play, and it was a pretty intimate theater, and my cast, and I had these crutches, and Cloris is like moving people so we could have their seats, so I could have room for my leg and stuff. She was just such a force, such a lovely woman.
Yeah.
A fan wanted to know, did any of y'all have a favorite Guiding Light writer, and did anybody meet Douglas Moreland?
No.
Moreland. Okay.
I think I used to be able to tell who the writer was reading the script, right? I mean, Courtney Simon.
Oh yeah.
Was you could tell her scripts right away. They were fantastic. And Michael
Danielle Page. Do you remember Danielle Mignon? She's
No.
now got 2 bestseller YA books on the New York Times list.
Wow.
And she's gone on to do amazing things, but she was just a script writer. She wasn't a head writer.
Remember, they didn't like us meeting the writers. They had this thing about us, and Michael Conforti wrote the best stuff for me.
Right.
And it happened like 2 or 3 times. I'm walking on the Upper West Side, and he sees me, and he goes, "Come here," and he's like, we're hiding in like a corner, and he's going, "Oh, I'm gonna do this. What do you think of this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's great. I love it." And we have a quick little, and then he'd take off like we were being watched.
Yeah.
It's hysterical. When I got on, I ended up going on to One Life to Live, and my first day there, Jill Phelps was the boss, and she brings me to the writer's room, and I met all the writers. And I'm like, "What the hell's going on? This is so weird." Because honestly, they were really against us having any kind of contact, from what I remember.
Most of the time, they were in a totally different building. They weren't even near us when we were doing Guiding Light.
They didn't want to be in that building.
They were in Midtown Manhattan.
I never knew that. I thought everybody was together in one level. I never knew that.
I think the only time I ever met them was at like the award shows. That was it.
Yeah, so that's when I would see them, and they'd come up to me and talk to me about scripts that they had written. That's true.
Yeah. So
I just want to say quickly. So sorry. But seeing you, Susie, reminded me. My first day on the set, I think you were like the first person I met. You were sitting there talking to someone else, and you were just so welcoming, and I thought, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun place."
I have a memory of you saying, talking about when you auditioned for Guiding Light and how you said everybody was so nervous. All the other actors were so nervous, and you said you fell asleep on the couch. And you're just like, come wake you up to come.
Well, it's true. Betty Ray came and had to wake me, and then Robert Calhoun saw what had happened. I walk in the room. He goes, "You want to like splash your face with water or something?" I go, "No, I'm good. Let's do this." Because, and also he said to me, he goes, "You can't be too cocky. Malik can't be too cocky." So after my audition, he looked at me, and goes, "Are you cocky?" And I guess a little bit. What's that?
Meaning go for it?
Yeah. But I did. I was very comfortable there because I had done a little 8-month run on Young and the Restless, and they were reading us off of that commissary. So I knew a few people. I was very relaxed, and I just fell asleep.
Yeah, that's relaxed.
Yeah.
And then y'all met Frank DeCopoulos, a funny guy that I hear.
He used to put me to sleep all the time.
Oh man.
I just had lunch with Frank last week.
Oh man.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He
Well, I hate to get everybody emotional because we're all laughing and having a good time, but I wanted to do a tribute to the fans. Recently, we lost Michael Tyler, who played Quint, and not that long ago, we lost Gil Rogers, who played Hawk. So I have a little clip of the both of them here. I hope the fans can see them.
Nola?
Hi. Oh, goodness. Oh, I thought you were in bed.
Oh, jeez.
Stop, Mark.
Nola?
Hi. Oh, goodness. Oh, I thought you were in bed.
I thought you came downstairs for a glass of milk.
Oh, I had it already. I'll be right up.
Ah.
Nola is the mother of my child.
No one, I repeat, no one has forgotten that Floyd, or the threat of your custody suit, especially Nola. The entire time she was held captive, that's all she could think about. The fear of losing Kelly Louise. All the way home with little strength she had left, that's all she could think about. And now you have the audacity to want to go into her room and upset her more. You're the last person that should be allowed in that room and remind her of what she's frightened of most.
Are you okay, Alex? Are you all right? Is you okay? No, I'm not all right. Look at me, this idiot. Look at you. Just ruined a perfectly good cashmere suit.
Somebody tripped me. Lillian, it's you.
I did not. Don't you dare say that, Harper. I'll hit you again.
Don't go blowing your bow tie. The boys just had a little disagreement on which finger food was the tastiest.
Come on, you could do better than that.
And he says that I can go to term as long as I'm extra careful.
Yeah? Hey, there's cause for celebration here after all.
Oh, wow.
So sweet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that they had passed, either of them. I had no idea. This is my
Well,
first
no one
time
tells
hearing
you
it.
anything, Vincent.
I know. That's true. I'm in a little bubble here in Woodland Hills. You're right.
There are things in the newspaper occasionally.
Yeah. No, I know, but
Obituaries.
there's a lot of stuff in the newspaper, but who reads newspapers anymore?
Well,
I do. I do. New York Times every day.
Do you really? Wow.
Relic.
That's tough. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Vince and Tina, 'cause I think y'all had came on when Michael was still on as Quinn. He didn't leave the show yet with Lisa Brown.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. I got another clip here I'm going to air. Mark, don't laugh because you're a funny guy here. Just every time I get ready to air a clip, I'm having technical difficulty. You just start laughing, you know. But I guess that shows me the fun that y'all had on set whenever it was time to have some fun before doing your lines here. This is like the words of Springfield that I put together. Just some words. So.
When somebody has a concussion, you're supposed to talk to them and keep them conscious. Yeah.
What the hell is going on around here?
Do you have anything to say to Michelle?
What, you know me? Should I?
Well, the breakfast of champions. Better not show up for work and go on air drunk.
Yeah, keep it up, Thorpe. I'll pop you again.
Oh, yeah. Forget it.
You gotta make a bed? I'll see you in the morning.
What is your problem?
Hate to admit that the strings I pull can tangle even slightly.
I concentrated on revenge.
Wait a minute, that was never here before.
We redecorated.
It's over.
You'll never be fit to shine his boots.
Get down!
You're all talk. The whole town is talking about it.
Would you mind going to get a real cop?
We need to talk.
Bang. That's not my baby.
That's not my baby.
That's not my baby. That's not my baby.
It's not my baby.
You weren't watching.
We're going to have to operate.
It's out of our hands now.
All right. We'll get another cat.
Everything is under control.
Everything is not under control.
You don't remember any of this? You're only interested in proving that you're right.
I always admit when I'm wrong.
I'm your husband. I have a right to be there.
I think what we all need is a good night's sleep.
What do you think? I jumped off a bridge?
I don't remember inviting you, but you're welcome to stay.
I suggest you say your prayers.
That's scary.
What kind of man would I be? Man! You call yourself a man? I love Blake.
Me too. Enough to kill for her.
You know damn well that we know.
I am so out of touch.
What could possibly be keeping Billy this long?
Keep on dancing.
I'll bet you would.
Some days it's just not worth getting out of bed, you know?
Well, we still got tonight.
You can pick up where you left off.
I'm a little older and a lot wiser.
Well, I just meant that you were much bigger.
Remember the Indian knives that we got that we picked out to gut the fish?
If you say so.
Actually, I just had to get out of the house. What a surprise, having to get out of that house.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing out here all by yourself?
I was fine until he showed up and started harassing me.
What? What?
You did. Oh, sure, Harley. You didn't believe me when I told you that I got those cops.
You are so welcome.
To be here and not to be a citizen is bad. You still have some rights.
Wow.
Matt, that's so great. What a great job you did.
You sure did, Matt. Wow.
Do y'all remember any of that? The one Vincent Mark. Do y'all remember that part when y'all said "That's not my baby" from the GL?
Yeah. It was this. It was an anniversary special. I remember we had to go to CBS to shoot that, and for me it was very difficult because we were hosts, and you had to look in the camera and talk to people, and I don't think I'd ever done it. Like me and Ellers were, and I know everyone did it, but we at one point were saying "Welcome to the special" or something, and it was really hard for me. But I remember having fun.
Yeah.
You should have fallen asleep.
Maybe the viewers did.
Where do you think your characters are today in 2021?
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Where's Nick? Where's Samantha? Where's Mallet? I mean, well, I don't know the actor played Mallet, but where is Mallet and where's Lillian today? I think I told Tina last year. I see Lillian running for mayor against Harrison Ford.
Well, it was a little easier with Nick because Nick was a broadcast journalist. That was his thing. So I'm assuming he's still doing that. I guess I would think. Lou Jack, I have no idea. Well, because I don't know whether he's in heaven or hell. So he's in one of the two places. He died on the show. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I died in that show a bunch of times.
Did you?
I mean, in scenes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Susie, where's Samantha at right now?
Well, I would assume something like law school, Harvard, something like that. I don't know. A lot of studying, a lot of reading, married with children, probably. Over my asthma, hopefully. Walking, probably. Oh, who we got?
Yep, I'm back home. Hi.
Where are your kids?
Well, this is my third kid right here.
Oh.
They're eating.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's what. You know, Susie, I gotta say, I mean, I know we talked about it briefly. I mean, Samantha didn't really have an exit. You just disappeared off the canvas. You just gone.
I know. You know, it was a weird time in terms of when I left. It was a weird time where the executive producer was kind of changing over, you know, and I had no storyline. I think it was kind of like, let's just slide that to the side. You know, what I remember is, you know, I got paralyzed and I was in a wheelchair forever. And I remember Jill coming on and saying, "We got to get you out of that wheelchair." And, you know, then again, they just sort of had me walk. And pretty much, I think that she brought her own people on. And so there was nothing official, you know, just one day I showed up and one day I was gone. No death, no nothing dramatic, which was good. For me, it was good.
Yeah. Let me see.
What year did you leave, Susie?
I was there 89, 90, 91. I think I left 92.
Okay.
Yeah, you left right after the Daniel St. John storyline that ended.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Vincent, I know this is a Guiding Light reading we're doing, but there's a fan that wants to know what was your experience transitioning over from playing Lou Jack to Nick to playing David Hayward in All My Children?
Well, they're all very different types of characters, without question. I would say that Lou Jack being the first TV role I had ever done, and I felt that given my age and his character, I felt like I identified with Lou Jack a lot when I first started on that show. But I would say, and it was probably the most rewarding role I had done for the early part of my career, because it was very challenging and exciting to play. But it wasn't until David Hayward that I felt that it was the first character that I had the opportunity to play that I felt rivaled Lou Jack as far as my excitement in playing him, even though he was, you know, kind of nefarious. He was a world-renowned cardiologist, which is a good thing, but he had a God complex, and that's not a good thing. So he had these like little moments. But I loved playing both those characters, and fortunately, I had the chance to play David for almost 14 years. So I went through a lot of changes. The character went through a lot of changes during that period of time that I loved playing, and worked with some fantastic actors. And one of them, which we just saw on the tape, that I got to play with her twice as my mother, was Marge Doucet. And it was very sad to hear about her passing a couple of years ago. And I was grateful that I was in New York just months before, and I hadn't spoken to her in a long time, and she just was on my heart. And I was on my way to the airport, and I called her from the car, and we spoke for a good half hour. And it was like 2 months later that she had passed. So I was happy that I had the opportunity at least to touch base with her and see how she was doing. And I knew she was struggling. I was hearing that from people that she wasn't doing well physically. So, but she was a brilliant actress. She really was. And I don't think I can't imagine any other actress coming in and recreating the role of Alexandra, you know, from Beverly McKinsey. I mean, Beverly McKinsey was a force, and she was also a brilliant actress, and I loved her dearly. So when they brought in Marge, I had already, that was first. When they brought in Marge, I knew that she was an excellent actress from her work on Capital that I would see occasionally because I knew people on that show. But she just took that role and ran with it. She was fantastic. And then she came on All My Children as my mother, as Vanessa, and she was brilliant as that as well. So I was very fortunate to work with her twice.
Yeah, because I didn't, you know, I mentioned to you before, Vince, when I was watching this show, when I first started watching, I didn't even know she was on Guiding Light. I mean, I knew of Alexandra, but Joan Collins that came in, and Mark, Dynasty. And Marge was on here as this woman who was holding a gun to Rebecca Button, you know, who was Michelle on Guiding Light once, but then became Greenlee. And I'm like, who is this crazy character? And then her and Leo go off the bridge, and next thing I know, she comes back to Guiding Light till the very end. It was just,
she played crazy better than anybody. She was fantastic as Vanessa. She was totally insane at times. It was just she was a blast. She was a blast. She really was. And as far as with Lou Jack, just as a quick thing, you know, I always think about would I've been able to continue on the show had social media been a part of our world at that time. You know, I think it's an unfortunate you know, advancement in communication that when people come on a show, fans oftentimes don't even give them a chance for the character to take off. They immediately are critical of them. And when I first came on the show as Lou Jack, it was Beth and Philip. They were the super couple, and my character was the antagonist coming in. And it didn't help the fact that I was dressed up in, you know, with a fedora hat and what was it, like pastel suspenders, because the costume designer at the time, I can't remember who it was, he wanted to dress up the Galahads to look like the Michael Jackson Beat It video. So we weren't very threatening. It was kind of like embarrassing. When you look back in retrospect, it's like, oh my gosh, how did these characters take off? Because it was silly. I literally had a fedora and I had like the suspenders and walking around. We were supposed to be this tough gang. And it was around the same time that the movie Colors came out. I'm going, that's what it's supposed to be like. These are gangs. It was crazy. It was embarrassing. When I look back, I'm going, I don't know what they were thinking. But had social media been a part of it at that time? I don't know. I think that people wouldn't have accepted him at first, the character, and give the opportunity for the character to develop, and especially in the relationship with Beth. for them to continue on. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the timing of it, frankly.
Well, I accept the Lou Jack, you know. I mean, they can accept J.R. Ewing on Dallas. They can accept Lou Jack, you know.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. Brian, I got a fan who just asked, what is your memories of working with Rachel Miner, who was the first Michelle?
Probably about 50-60% of my memories are working with Rachel in the early years. And we've stayed connected over the years and had a great chat not too long ago. You know, I think at the time it was her, Greg and I, and Rachel and I were really kind of the only young people on set most of the time. So, you know, we spent a lot of time together, and there was obviously a lot of art imitating life. Not that we ever had a thing, but just, you know, there was times where I had a crush on a girl at school, and I would be nervous about them seeing me on camera with Rachel, thinking that we were, you know, a thing. And, you know, you have all these weird things going on at that age, but Rachel's an amazing person. And I feel so grateful to have had her as a partner. And,
hey, baby girl.
You know, we've been able to look back and look at some of those scenes, and thanks to YouTube. So there are some good things about social media. It's mostly the devil, but YouTube, you find these treasures. And so yeah, I mean, I think we were like sort of like brother and sister pretending to be boyfriend and girlfriend, which I guess is kind of weird, but it was, I think Rachel, Greg, and I were, you know, like the three amigos, the young version on the set.
Tina, one fan just said, what is your favorite scene of working in the hospital? Do you have one? Other than meeting Angela Bassett?
I think who I killed that I enjoyed killing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I enjoyed any. Oh, there was a scene where Bradley came into the hospital. He was abusing and beating us up, Beth and I. And this was in '83 when we both started. And Ed Bauer came in and said, you know, are you being abused? Are you being hit? And of course I lied, like every abused wife would. And Badley then comes in off the elevator, insanely mad at me about something. It was one of my favorite moments. It was just perfect. So I guess that was it. It wasn't much to. Oh, I know. Michael O'Leary and I had to do that when that ER came on the television. Bruce Berry and the writers decided Michael and I should do a real operation. And we had to come in for days and practice all these things. And I remember I turned to him, instead of asking for a scalpel, I said, do you want a spatula? So there were moments like that I just loved. I mean, things that they had to let go because we had chicken livers we were operating on. It was really interesting. And I thought about those poor people on ER and how they had to do it all the time. All those big words.
Mark, I got another clip for you. Hopefully it holds out. I played it.
Time this one.
I know. I played this the last time when we was on. This is a funny scene I love between you, Beth, and Jerry were doing.
Okay, well, maybe Ross isn't as mad as he was on the phone last night. Okay, maybe we messed up and Jenna took us by surprise. But we'll fix it. It's not the end of the world.
Harley, you're a rookie. You're expected to mess up. I am supposed to know better. I am supposed to be able to figure...
What you're supposed to know is the difference between undercover and under the covers. So, my little lovebirds, while you're out stealing kisses at some no-tell motel, a known jewel thief is stealing jewelry from Alexandra Spaulding.
We didn't think that it would...
No, you didn't think. This relationship of yours is interfering with your job, and I won't have it.
I love that man. God. When I see that man, I just get warm all over. I well up. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's
God, he's so
ironic
funny.
that he went to One Life to Live where you was.
Yeah, I had left, but yeah, he came in to play Clint. Yeah, I
Yeah.
missed him.
Does everybody? I mean, fans have been asking this. I'm sure everybody has one. Does everybody have a moment of remembering Hamp, Vince Williams?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's a
he was
great
sweet.
man.
Yeah,
We were in his
sweetheart.
we were in his and Morgan's dressing room. I was in their dressing room one day after work, and he was drinking one of those Arizona iced teas, and the news came out saying that it wasn't good for you, like it killed sperm cells or something. So I said to him, I go, "Hey man, I don't think you're supposed to be drinking that. It's going to kill your sperm cells." He takes a slug and he goes, "I don't want the weak ones." I cleaned that up a little, but that's basically what happened.
yeah. No commentary on that one.
Yeah. You guys remember his wedding when all the football players came in? Oh, we had we had Gail Sayers,
Yep.
OJ Anderson, George Martin, I think, from the Giants. That was a fun day.
Fabulous day.
Oh, was it who? Roberta Flack, right? Didn't Roberta Flack come in?
Roberta Flack, yeah.
Yep.
I remember it's the only day my husband ever came to the studio to see all the football.
Yeah. I had a buddy of mine come. I called him. I said, "If you ever want to come visit, this is the day." He's a huge Giant fan. But you know, he did. He brought a VHS tape of Brian's song, and Gail Sayers signed it for him.
Oh,
I thought that was a clever thing to bring in.
That was fabulous.
Yeah.
I actually had the opportunity to work with the director of Brian's song, Buzz Kulick. Years later, he directed a series that I did, Lucky Chances, Jackie Collins' thing. But he was the director, and when I found out he was the director, I was like, oh my gosh, because that movie was iconic. That was like probably one of the most well-known movies of the week, from the 70s. It blew me away that was the director. Yeah,
that's cool.
But
Yeah,
Vince was just a great guy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was the kindest person.
Talent, got a great talent.
I remember doing an appearance with him once, and we flew together, and I just remember having like really deep conversations with him. I think we were talking like spiritual stuff and stuff like that. Really sweet.
Does anybody remember his? I'm guessing. I think it was a memorial service somewhere in the city. Did anybody go? I remember being.
I didn't know.
I didn't know either.
It was some.
I was too young.
I mean, honestly, my memory's so big.
I think I ran into Neil Long, and she
he was 39.
He was 39.
Yeah, he was 39, so he was 2 years younger than I am now.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I just remember going to his memorial service and I was at an age where it was sort of one of the first people that I knew well that had passed, and it was just such a weird thing, but it was so sad. It really was. I think about him a lot. I have a couple pictures with him that pop up every once in a while, and I remember his voice. I remember those shoes he used to wear, which is kind of a weird thing to remember, but he had those weaved shoes that he would wear without any socks, and he was just a cool dude.
Yeah,
really cool guy.
What about Neil Long? How did this happen?
Well, I ran into her once out here, and I think she was the one who told me that Vince had passed.
I ran into her down in Laguna a few years ago, Nia. Yeah, she looked great. She seemed very happy. It was good to see her.
I think I told this story last time, maybe, Matt, but she had done that movie Boys in the Hood, and I guess there's a topless scene. So one day after work, I went up to her and I said, "Guess where I'm going with this girl?" And she goes, "Where?" And I go, "I'm going to the movies." She goes, "Why?" And I go, "I'm going to see your movie." And she goes, "Come in the room. I'll save you $750."
Yeah.
Her best friend was O.J. Simpson's daughter. Do you remember this?
Oh.
She came to the studio during the trial, and we were all watching it,
No.
And I remember going up and turning the TV off so it wasn't going to be awkward. And I so vividly remember that. And also, she knew a basketball player.
Yeah, Chris. He came by the set one day.
Yeah. What's his name?
He's a Hall of Famer. What's his name? Chris. He's he works for the NBA too. Like now does games. But they were engaged or something. But he,
Yeah, right.
I mean,
They were
he was
engaged.
a giant man with this petite little woman. Crazy.
Do you know who I remember coming to the set?
Who?
Bruce Jenner.
Come on.
Yeah,
Really?
Friends
Bruce
with
Jenner.
Gene Carroll. He was friends with Gene Carroll.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Way back. 89, 90, something like that.
I didn't know that. Wow. And I was going to say, I remember when I first watched a 92 episode of Guiding Light, and I was like, Nia Long was on the soap operas? I had just saw her on one of the movies. I was like, Nia Long was on Guiding Light? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she was on.
Yeah.
We also had a lot of great
talent
guest stars, guest appearances as well on the show.
Yeah.
I know you probably don't remember this, Tina, but do you know who Mark Margolis is? The actor who played Salamanca in Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he came on the show when Lou Jack was in jail. He was a prison guard in the scenes with me for several weeks, and he was tormenting Lou Jack at the time. So he was wonderful. And then of course
awesome.
Philip Bosco was on there. He came on.
And Mark Margolis is a favorite of Darren Aronofsky. He's in a lot of his movies.
I did a movie with him.
And you know who else I noticed? Somebody posted an old clip, and I think he was only on the show for like a couple episodes. But is it John Doman, the guy from The Wire, who played the sergeant who was like secretly gay, and he was in the Affair. He played the father of Maura Tierney. Nobody knows who I'm talking about. John Doman.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know you're talking about from The Affair.
Yeah, he's a great character actor, and he was on Guiding Light for like 1 or 2 days, and I just happened to see somebody posting an old episode. I'm like, oh my god, that's him. There's just so many people that passed through.
Jimmy Smith,
either on short stints or long.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith was on it when Jackie came on there too. He was on it for like
didn't also Mira Sorvino?
Yeah, she came on for a couple of days. She replaced Jocelyn.
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
all she did was complain.
Really?
All she did was say, I hate being here. That's what I remember. Yeah.
Wow.
So she was a diva, huh?
You know what? She was for daytime. She just because I don't think she was her father, obviously, but she wasn't too well known. But that's what I remember, just her complaining. Nice meeting you. Hey, Vincent, I don't know if you remember this, but we were sitting. What was the name of the restaurant? Was it the Blue Moon or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We were sitting at the bar. You were like on the corner, and I was on the other side, and it was in between shooting, and we were throwing goldfish at each other, just trying to, And we literally, it's such a silly memory, but we literally threw one at the same time, and they hit in space.
That's
like magic.
Yeah, like, who saw that?
It was like, wow.
But it's so stupid, but that's what I remember.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
That's good stuff.
It was purple, the shirt.
Brian, did you see that clip? I just quickly, it was an accident, but did you see that clip?
I just saw that gorgeous hair. That's all I saw.
Gonna be there. So is everybody else who cares about Mom.
That's right.
So, I think I should be there too.
Oh. Well, I know how you feel, son, but believe me, I know how you feel. Hey, why don't you come on up here? You're gonna have to do this in a little while, and we can see how well you do it. First, get some water to put on your face. Yeah, just like you're gonna wash. That's good. Get it nice and wet. Hold your hand.
Wow. Do you have that?
Yeah, I had the whole episode. Yeah.
Can you send that to me? Because my mom's been looking for that for like 20 years.
I will, most definitely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to shave, by the way.
So what? I mean, if
That's
y'all don't mind, what is something like? Are y'all working on any current projects right now? Like, what are y'all doing right now?
I have my book that's being screenplayed. That's supposedly I have a producer for it.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You might want to read it first, Chasing Cleopatra, because there might be parts in there.
Well, I've read it and I love it.
Thank you. But I mean, I was sort of stunned, but some producer called me about a year ago, and she's done 2 movies since then which I've been watching, and she said to her she'd like to start shooting it in April, so they're doing the screenplay now. Who knows?
Fantastic.
I mean,
Congratulations.
no, but we all know
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Terrific.
No, it's pretty exciting, I must say. But I sort of don't believe it because we've all been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be wouldn't it be a good one? I mean, it's sort of a thriller, a lot of black ops sort of stuff, and a romance at the same time.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
My son,
Really?
when he was in the Marines, Vincent, I think I told you this, did intelligence, and most of his friends were big black op guys. So I'd call them and say, blah, 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 with this work. And they'd say, not at all, you have to do this. And then I called a friend of ours who was head of the CIA, and I'd pass him all the things I did that were kind of black oppy, and he'd go, yes, no, yes, no. It was really fun. I mean, writing it was absolute joy.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I just, as an aside to that, is that, as you know, my youngest son is at Citadel. My older son was in the Army for 8 years in PsyOps and Special Ops.
Oh,
And,
I could have been calling him.
Wow.
Yeah, he spent a year in Afghanistan as well. And he, and I've spoken to him because he's an amazing writer. And I said, you have a skill set that is very specific. You have the knowledge, the nomenclature of that world. And so many people have come in, like the creators of The Americans. These guys worked for the CIA before they started writing screenplays. And I thought, you have a very, very unique skill set. So I would love it if you would go into that and start writing for that very reason, because of the knowledge of these things.
There's a book I'm just reading that a friend of mine who was a SEAL, I mean, not a friend of mine, the son of a friend of mine who was a SEAL wrote. And it's just done brilliantly. So you're right. He could be writing books too.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
and then they take them and make them into series.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with me, I actually did a few episodes on the show that's going to be airing in the beginning of November, but I can't say what it is right now because I haven't been given permission to say it. So
Nia Long's boyfriend.
Can you say what network?
What was that?
No, go ahead.
Can you say what network?
No, I don't want to give anything away with it. It's just because they haven't given me the okay to even advertise it. So, but it is coming. It's in the beginning of November, so it's
Madeline, we're gonna have to get you to arrest him so he can reveal what he's doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And Mark, I gotta tell you, man, I thought you were great on Bosch. That was fun.
Oh, thanks.
It was a nice role for a few episodes there.
Well, I did a lot in the first season, and then I never heard anything. I completely forgot about it because they used to say we're pinning him and stuff, and then the last what was supposed to be the last season, they just had a bunch of actors back from the first season, so I got to do one episode.
Yeah, it was good to see you on there, man. Did you do Homeland as well? Because
no.
Was it? Oh, I did Homeland.
Robert was on that, I think.
Homeland. He did Homeland. There was something else I saw you, and I can't remember what it was.
I just did some Million Little Things. You know that ABC show? I did 3 of those, but that's it. Other than that, man, nothing.
Yeah.
I remember you popping up on what was that movie with Justin Long?
Accepted. Accepted.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
That was one of the most. I don't know you guys, and it sounds bad, but I mean it in the most positive way. When I really look forward to shows or jobs ending, because then you have that feeling you finished it, you can move on, and there's some feeling of completion, or you've done something. But I never wanted that movie to end. We were having so much fun, and I got to work for like 7 weeks on there, and I just couldn't wait to get there. There's so many funny the younger people were so funny.
Well, the kid who played the ADD crazy kid who I think plays the Penguin on the Gotham.
Oh, he does. I'm so happy for him. He's a great kid.
Great, man.
Yeah.
I don't. That was the first time I saw him. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't. They did some great casting aside from me, but that kid was very, very just had a natural weirdness about him. Really nice kid.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Tina, what was you saying? I was
going to say Nia Long. I just want to go back to this guy that she was engaged to. I remember his team was purple, the shirts, because he wrote his name and gave it to my son. That's why I remember him.
Chris.
He was huge. I mean, he was a star.
I'll get it.
The purple jersey team.
Kimberly Sim used to bring Rennie with her. She got to know Michael Jordan and people like that, and she'd get him. She'd introduce Rennie. He was about 9. He was about little Billy's age, and she'd introduce him to all these great people. And Nia did the same thing because he was my son just loved basketball.
Yeah.
Kirsten Sims also dated Isaiah Thomas.
Yes, she did. I
Right?
know that. Yeah.
Mhm,
Chris, yes, she did.
mhm. She's this tiny little thing
I
too.
know.
So funny.
Hopefully I'm going to get to see her.
Chris Webber. Chris Webber.
Chris Webber.
Oh yeah.
Thank
He's
you.
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, he was huge. He was fabulous. Did he go one time send a basketball to the wrong end? To the
Well,
other-
he infamously
No, he called a timeout.
He called a timeout they didn't have, and they lost the finals of the
I knew he did something huge.
NCAA. Because that team was with the Fab Five, right? They were supposed to just run through it. And,
That's right. That's right.
But he was
I-
terrific player. Just had a bad meltdown.
Oh,
The ultimate brain fart.
what was the team? What team was that, Chris Webber?
Well, that was Michigan. That was when he was at Michigan. I can't remember. He played for a few NBA teams. But probably Minnesota. Maybe it was purple. It might have been the Timberwolves.
Purple. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Listen, Matt, everybody, guys, I'm sorry. I have to go. It was great seeing
Great to
everybody.
see you.
Yeah,
Great to
thank
see you
for
too.
inviting me to be a part of it. It's always nice to go back and reminisce and even be
Yeah.
embarrassed by some of the
It's
moments.
fun.
that
This has
we
been
did.
really fun.
Yeah, it was just great
Matt,
to see you.
honestly,
You guys all
it
look
was
great.
just such a joy.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I thank you for coming out, Vince. I did have one last clip to play, but I'm kind of scared because I don't know how it's going to act.
It's all right.
out.
You can play it in lieu of Mark's. Play it for him.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Blessings.
Good seeing you, brother.
Take care.
Okay.
Well, I did have one last clap to play before I let everybody go. I hope it works well, but this is like the final count of everything gotten light, and it was actually played in the documentary I did on the show.
When we are soul to soul, lost in each other, baby, don't worry, it's gonna be alright. Hold on to love, 'cause love is all we have, and love will find a way to see us through the night. And when we're far apart, torn from each other, keep thinking of me. You know we must be strong. Hold on to love, 'cause love is all that we need, and love will find a way if we just hold on. And I know somehow, someway, our day will come. Never give in to the darkness till the dawn. Hold on. And if we lose our way, we'll find each other. I reach out and touch you, and all my fear is gone. Hold on to love, 'cause love is all that we need. Love will find a way if we just hold on. Never give in to the darkness till the dawn. Hold on. And if we lose our way, we'll find each other. I reach out and touch you, and all my fear is gone. Hold on to love, 'cause love is all that we need, and just hold on, if we just hold on, if we just hold on, if we just hold on. Just hold on. If we just hold on.
It's sad. It is sad. The thing that I'm going to miss the most are the people. This is a family. This is my family away from my family.
You know, I was on that show for 26 years.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, I'm
26 years.
26, yeah.
Yeah.
I look at those scenes. It's just so wonderful.
Were you there till the very end, Lily?
I said the last line of the last day. It wasn't the last thing that they showed, because that was Ariva and Josh. But I said, aren't we lucky to have each other? But it was in talking to Billy about something else, but that was the line.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That must have been so hard.
We cried a lot.
I bet.
I mean, you were so close to all 26 years. You had a lot of close friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing that you were there that long.
Well, I was able to do movies, and then I was able to write a book called Changing Shoes as the show was going off, that I did a play all over the country of that book, which you have. And then I've just been Venice. We're all doing Venice, a lot of us. So half the show is back doing that, which has been Crystal's show. Has been terrific because you see everybody every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually love that show. I finally got a chance to see some of it. The first season, some of it is on YouTube, and I've seen the recent episodes. I love seeing everybody again. Yeah.
It really is fun to see how we've all aged.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, thanks for putting together all that stuff, because I know how long that takes. As somebody who edits videos, for fun, I know that it's such a pain in the ass to go through all that footage and edit it and stuff. So that was really cool to go through and watch that. It's like watching old home movies.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And, and thank you guys for, what you did. I speak for the fans, including myself, thanks for what you guys did. And Vincent and Robert for making Guiding Light possible for so many years. Tina as Lillian, and the breast cancer storyline, and you and Buzz, and Brian, you and Bill with Michelle. And you wasn't a fan of Fletcher and Vanessa. You always tried to break them up, and her and Matt. But I love seeing all that. Susie, you and Morgan in Florida, and Justin. We're going to have our show next week, so we'll talk some more. And Mark, of course, my mom loves you. She appreciated what you did for her back in March. It took her. Y'all don't know. Mark called my mother on her birthday, and there's one of your sons.
Hey.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
Who's this, Brian?
Bennett.
Hi, Bennett.
Hey.
He's the 8-year-old. He's my mini-me.
Yeah.
Oh.
He has a bit more hair.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Angelo,
She's got a lot more.
Mark, my mother, it took, she got who you were, but when y'all got the phone, she was like, was that him? And I was like, that was Mark.
Yeah, I just set my alarm because I think I called her right before she was going to work. I like to sleep in.
Because she was a huge fan of yours. We would watch old tapes. A friend of mine's grandmother had these old tapes. That's how I got the tapes down here, because she gave them to me. And we would watch them, and she would go, that's my Mallet right there. Because Mallet was so rugged and so different when you first came on to later on.
Tell her I said hello again.
She's at work right now, but I definitely will. But
happy Halloween. Tell her happy Halloween.
I will. Yeah. Guys, thank you guys for doing this for me. You know, I appreciate it every time. You know, Tina. You know, thank you, Mark. Thank you,
Matt.
Brian. Thank you,
This has
Susie.
been
Thank
the
you.
most fun of all.
Yeah, it's so good to see you guys. It really is.
Nice to see you too. And Brian, say hi to your mom.
I will.
Okay.
Guys, it's been fun doing this. Hopefully, one day next year, I'll do another one, and I'll reach out to you guys again, and maybe we'll get some different mixer uppers here.
I can get Morgan. I don't know why he didn't do it, but I'll get him to do it.
I attempted Jocelyn, but she was busy during this.
Yeah,
because she will do. Because we did one. I did one with her. I think it was the locker room, but yeah.
And Morgan was on with Kimberly the other day.
Yeah, the Santiari. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess either he had to work or he was asleep because he was going to be here today, but
he might have to work.
Yeah. But I thank you guys for doing this again, and you guys take care for the rest of the year. You know, be safe. You know, God bless. Take care. You know, and we'll do one again next year. And Susie, I'll see you next Monday.
Okay, Matt, you're doing a great job. Really great keeping this alive. It's so wonderful.
I can't tell you how fun it was to see you again.
Thank you.
Just
Thank you.
fun.
Great memories.
Thank you, guys.
Great. Thanks again. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. Oh, there's Susie.
Have a good day.
You too. See you next week. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, for watching. I had a blast doing this. Yeah, let's see what next year brings. You know, I might do another one next year. You know, I'll get everybody together. There'll be more clips. I had way more clips to air today, but we did run out of time. But next time. Until next time, you guys be safe. Follow your guiding light, you know. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, so forth on. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for the bond with the questions and for following me as long as you have. It's been a fun 2 years doing this, putting this together. Thank you for your comment about my doc. I didn't tell the guys, but the documentary was really long to work on, but I enjoyed it. And I just put a combination of both part 1 and 2 together. They're in one, and I'm going to submit it to the film festival next month. So I don't know if it gets in or not, and you guys will know too. But thank you guys. Thanks for always supporting me and my channel. I will continue to post more Guiding episodes and soap episodes on my channel, Soaps Past. And yeah, until next time, be safe. See you guys. I will most definitely send you an email. See you guys.